So the whole thing don't come with all the pieces that you're going to need. So I'll show you what else you're going to need. So you're going to need check valves. Hey everyone, welcome to another video of Ben's Mechanic Shop. So unfortunately this week I had a flood in my basement again. I had one last winter, and what happened was the weeping tile that actually got plugged up with roots, so they had to get digged out. And anyway, that was a little fortune and a half. And it happened that we just finished the basement. Like, it was the first time the basement flooded, and of course it had to be like a year after we finished it. So anyway, we got all that rebuilt, and then this year the basement flooded again because the sump pump just quit. So I'm gonna show you what I'm going to do here. So I want to make sure I don't have no more floods. So anyway, I went to pick up another pump. They're already installed it the other day, and then my old pump, I just have it connected to that. What happened, it's I wasn't in a hurry, so I didn't diagnose it right away, but it's just the float that is screwed up. So I can just get another float for it and it's gonna work. But anyway, I got a brand new one in here. I'm gonna leave it there, and then I'll buy a float for this one and just keep it as a spare. But what I want to do, I want to have a battery backup, because as you can see here, it's quite a bit of water coming into that sump all the time. So I'm gonna install the battery backup. So I picked up that watchdog, the basement watchdog here, and so it works with the battery. I already had a battery that I can use. I got tons of batteries, but this is my second boat battery, so I'll change it for other batteries later on, but so that's my spare one for now. But anyway, so I picked that up. So the whole thing don't come with all the pieces that you're going to need. So I'll show you what else you're going to need. So you're going to need check valves, because I'm going to plumb both pump, the pump that's already in there, and this one together. So I want 2 check valves so that it doesn't backfeed and then throw the water back into the sump pit from one pump pumping the water into the other one. And then you need a wire like this so you can connect both pieces together, and a 45 like that. Now of course you know, with the length of pipe that you're gonna put in between here, you can move that to put your second pump closer or farther. But anyway, so I needed this. I need some glue to connect some of the pipes together. You don't need that for the clamp here, but because we're going to cut some piece of pipe to put in between here, so we're gonna need that, and another piece of pipe for the top here. And then the other thing too, I don't know. I thought that most people would have like ABS pipe like I have in here, but this pump here comes with a little tip that is a 1/4 thread, 1 1/4 thread to 1 1/2 PVC pipe. Well, PVC pipe and ABS pipe don't glue together, so I need this to be able to glue to my ABS pipe. So I had to buy this adapter here, which is the exact same one that they show that come in the kit here, but I'm replacing the PVC one with the ABS one, and then like that I'll be able to connect everything together. Now if you're starting that from scratch though, you'll need a piece of 1 1/2 inch PVC pipe, but as you can see here, I got lots of spares in there, so I didn't need to buy that. But that's another thing that you would need if you would buy this kit here. So there's people that did some tests on there online. You can see that this can pump about 4 hours straight non-stop with a normal fully charged battery. Now I want it to go with maintenance free battery, and I'll show you how to connect that so it works with the maintenance free battery. I don't want to have the alarm going on me with low water and all this stuff there that everybody have trouble with. So that's how we're gonna connect it. I'm gonna start the install, and then I'll show you guys how I'm going to do everything. So this pumped out just maybe a minute ago. So because of that, with the amount of water coming in all the time non-stop in this this sump right now, because it's the spring, everything is melting outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that pump here, the whole pump plugged in, so I can, you know, tap on the float if I need to get it to empty the sump for a minute. And then I'm going to unplug that new pump, because we need to plumb into this pipe here, so we'll have to cut this and do some work on here. So yeah, that's gonna keep me from having a flood again in here. Okay, so now I have all the little pieces cut out. I'm gonna glue those together. The trouble is I wanted to dry fit the whole system together, but because of my sump getting so full fast of water, then I don't have time. I'll have to, when I cut that tube over there and dismantle it, the one with the 2 clamp, then I'm going to have to fit everything together right away as fast as I can. So I don't want to have more than just the tube that attach here to the bottom of the check valve for each pump to adjust. So this is what I'm going to do there. I'll just wait until I'm ready for that step, but I'll have all this ready. I end up cutting one more piece right at the end here and glue it in, because I'm going to reuse this clamp here, this boot. I'm just gonna cut this pipe a little bit higher, and then I'll move the boot up a little bit, and then I'll connect the whole assembly underneath like that. If I ever have to disconnect the Y for some reason, then I can just disconnect the Y with, you know, all the check valve on it. So this is what the plan is. Okay, I completed the installation for this. I'm going to put some shelf at the back there and put the battery box up there with the controller, but for now it's on the ground. So get the wire there. Sorry, I skipped that step. I told you guys I was going to show you how I was doing everything, but it was taking too long and the water was coming in fast because it was raining outside, so I wanted to get this done ASAP. So anyway, so I get the pipe here connected to the Y, because I get the main pump on one side and the battery backup on the other side. I'll open this and then you can take a look. So there you go, got the main pump on this side here. The float is the one towards the top of the screen here, and then there's the battery backup closer to us here. So the battery backup, I had to play with it a couple times, because that's the float here, and I had this adjusted too low earlier, so it'd come on all the time before the main pump would come on. So yeah, because of that I had to raise it quite a bit, but it's still, the top float is still like probably an inch to 2 inch underneath the lip here. It's hard to see, but anyway, you can see, so the water won't come out. And then there's that lower float there, or the first one that's gonna get activated. So anyway, when you connect this, because I get some check valve here so that it doesn't start pumping the water into one and then coming out of the other pump. So I get one check valve on each pump, and it keeps the water flowing towards the exit, right? Because of that, what you want to do, you have to drill 3/16 of a hole into the pipe at the bottom, about to the water level that the maximum water that is usually in there, and that removes all the oxygen or the air that might be in this pipe after it's done pumping. So like that, you don't end up having a hairlock in there, which if you have a hairlock, it won't open the check valve to let the water go through, and the pump's gonna keep running, but it won't pump nothing. So you do your 3/16 hole in each pipe, and then you reconnect everything. Because of that, you cannot forget to put the cover though, because that shoots the water. I put it at 45 degrees. It shoots the water down, but it sprays against the side here, and it splashes all over the place. Well, it's not that bad, but you know, it's better to have the cover. And then you have the controller here that controls the backup. We'll close this, and then I'll show you some other stuff. I want to close this because the water level is getting higher now, and the main pump's about to start, so I don't want to get splashed. So yeah, so the controller here is also your charger, and that's what's controlling the power to the pump, or switching to the battery if you need to switch to the battery. Now it's showing that the system's operating right now. I'll show you too if I would unplug it from the wall, which I'll show you right now, or I can just unplug the back here. So if this would get unplugged, then it shows you that it's actually working on battery power right now. So to check your connection or your charger, so you don't run out of battery juice. Now, as soon as you reconnect the battery goes out here. Now I have it bypass. I'll show you how to do this, but I have because I'm using a marine battery in here, so I have the system bypass because it's a maintenance free battery, so I don't use the cap with the rod to detect how much water is in the battery. I'll show you in a minute how this works. And then this light here is going on. So if this pump, if this controller makes your battery backup pump go on, then after it does it, even if it just does it once, you'll keep this light open until you press reset on the button here. And this is to show you when you come in and look at your controller, oh, my pump is going on, like my battery backup is going on, so there's something wrong. You should check. That's what it says here. Check your main pump for failure, because if you have everything set up properly with the float, then this should not go on unless the water went higher than what your main pump would start at. So it's just a cool little warning there. And then here, if you have a bad connection at the battery, that will start beeping, and then they'll show you a light here. So let's see in this box here how I connected to, in order to bypass that the battery water check. So I push the two clip on each side, put the controller on the floor, get the wire coming out of here, so you can choose to have your wire coming out from the side or one side at the front here. So that's my marine battery here. So you want to put the ground to ground, so white's always ground for this. I show you a sticker here that showing you that the black wire is your positive, so you connect the black power to your positive terminal, and then what you do with the rod that usually would sense the acid level or water level into your battery, if you would not have a maintenance free battery, you put the rod in there to detect the cell. But if you have a maintenance free battery, then you just connect it to the power stud, just like this. You just squeeze it in here, and as soon as this gets power here, it just bypass the water level for your battery system, and then the alarm won't go on. Because if I disconnect this right now and take this on, this is gonna start screaming at me saying that the battery, there's something wrong with it. It's not good, because it knows that the battery probably won't be strong enough, or it won't work to do battery backup. So it just sends you the signal. So here you have it. This is how it's connected. And I'm sending everything just straight to the town use of water. And this is because I had my main pipe going out of the ceiling before, and what happened, it's in Canada, it freezes in the winter. And then one time I had the pump running for hours, no water was coming out. It was just staying in here. When I catch it on time, I was able to do this loop here. I just never removed it after. But anyway, so yeah, now we're protected. I just didn't have enough spare wood to be able to build that shelf right now, but this is going to actually go on the shelf, and I'm planning to buy like 2 or 3 more boxes like this, because I got some other nice size battery from the transport truck that they're too weak to start a transport truck, but they're still strong enough to run a pump like this. So I'm going to connect all of those in series, and then like that, this battery backup system will be good for days and days. But yeah, before I can do that though, there's not too much space in this room here, because we're gonna build a washroom on the other side of this wall here. So yeah, I need to build some shelf so I can store my stuff properly, and then have the controller. I want the controller up high too. And usually what you do, they give you some spot here to put the tie wrap, and then you would tie wrap that on the side of your pipe as it's going up the stack, right? Which, you know, my stack is pretty short now. I'll probably get more wet if I tie it up to this. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to connect all this. It's too bad they don't, you know, it'd be nice if they would have like a slot where you can just slide this on top of a screw and stuff, but they don't. It's really just made to go around a pipe. That's why there's that V cut out in here. So yeah, anyway, we'll figure this out a little bit later. Probably buy some wood this weekend and mount it up. Anyway, cheers. See you in the next video. If you want to test your pump and see if it works, you can press and hold this button here. So this button does both things. It reset your code if it shows you that it's been running with the pump before, and it also, if you hold it, you'll run the pump for as long as you're holding it. So let's test it. Can you hear it here? Everything is working fine. As soon as you let the button go, it stops. Guess I should throw my alarm on. There you go. And then, yeah,